All right, let's dive into the strategic position of Data Patterns India Limited. We're going to break down exactly where it stands in the defense electronics market today. So, first up, let's talk about the company's pivotal role. We really need to understand why Data Patterns is seen as a leader in India's defense electronics scene. Data Patterns is right at the cutting edge of India's whole defense electronics renaissance. And its core strength really comes from this big, successful shift they made to becoming a complete vertical systems provider. And this right here, this is a critical transformation. Think about it. The company went from just supplying parts to delivering the whole integrated system. That one change is the engine that's driving both its high valuation and its incredible record in executing orders. Okay, with that big picture in mind, let's get into the bull case. The optimistic take here is really built on two main things: their own proprietary tech and just plain excellent financial health. So for the bulls, the absolute key advantage is the company's intellectual property. You see, unlike a lot of their competitors, Data Patterns develops its own building blocks from the ground up: hardware, software, the mechanicals, the whole shebang. And that means they're not shelling out huge license fees to foreign companies. And that IP ownership, it has a massive financial impact. We're talking about it translating directly into industry-leading profitability. Look at these sustained EBITDA margins, between 44 and 46%. It absolutely dwarfs the industry baseline. It's not even close. And it's not just us saying this, right? The market has given this strategy a huge thumbs up. The proof is right there in the numbers: a record order book of 1,868 crore rupees. And what's even crazier is that this is expected to soar past 2,400 crore, with another 1,100 crore pipeline already being negotiated. This success isn't happening in a vacuum. Data Patterns is riding some powerful macro trends. It's perfectly positioned to benefit from the Make in India initiative, especially when you realize that electronics now make up a whopping 30 to 40% of the total cost of modern military gear. On top of all that, major program wins are just multiplying their success. Take the Brahmos missile program. By successfully completing the secret trials for that critical piece of hardware, they've opened the door to huge, long-term production contracts. Then you add in a strategic partnership with Bharat Forge for the Advanced Medium Combat Aircraft, the AMCA, and suddenly you're looking at a multi-decade runway for growth. And they're not just thinking about home either. They're looking outward. By really pushing hard for international certifications, they've managed to land their first big radar exports. This is so important strategically because it gives them a buffer against the up and down revenue cycles you often see with domestic defense contracts. And finally, what anchors this whole bullish argument is a rock-solid, net debt-free balance sheet. That kind of financial strength, plus a healthy return on equity of 16.5%, means the company can fund its big expansion plans and R&D without having to water down its equity. But of course, there's always two sides to the story. So let's flip the coin and look at the bear case. This really focuses on concerns around the valuation, some operational hurdles, and the competitive field. Okay, the number one risk that bears point to is that steep valuation. The stock is trading at a huge premium, with a price-to-book ratio of almost 12. What does that mean? Well, it means the company is priced for absolute perfection. There's just no room for error, and it needs incredibly fast earnings growth to justify these levels. The business also has this built-in volatility. I mean, just look at this chart. That 43% drop in revenue from one quarter to the next is a perfect example of what we call lumpiness in defense contracts. Now, these cycles are normal for the industry, but boy, can they cause some serious short-term swings in the stock price. Another big operational challenge is the company's working capital cycle. At a massive 340 days, that means a ton of cash is tied up in inventory and waiting for payments. And that can really put the brakes on how fast the company is able to grow and scale. And then there's the customer concentration. They rely very heavily on orders from India's DRDO and the Ministry of Defense. That makes them really sensitive to any kind of policy change or budget delay. And as they move up into making full systems, they're also stepping into a much tougher, more competitive ring. So, we've heard both sides of the argument. Let's try to pull all this together and see what the company's strategic path forward looks like. So what's management doing about these risks? Well, they're not just sitting on their hands. They're actively tackling these issues, specifically aiming to get that working capital cycle down to a much more manageable 270 to 300 days. They're also plowing capital they recently raised, which is now 91% used, into next-gen R&D, like satellite electronics. So, here's the bottom line. Data Patterns is in a major transition. It's going from just being a company that benefits from the self-reliant media policy to becoming one of the key companies actually driving it. Their deep tech expertise in a sector that's a huge national priority gives them a really powerful strategic foundation. So the ultimate question for investors is, how do you weigh that undeniable high growth potential against the very real risks in execution?